These are gray cross spiders, also known as bridge spiders. They're not very big now, but these are an orb-weaver that can get pretty good sized. So why did we put so many orb-weavers in one small-ish habitat? These spiders are not native to North America. They came from Europe. And they're referred to as bridge spiders because you will find them oftentimes on bridges, docks, wharfs, or old buildings near the water or out over the water. And get this, here's a funny thing about these spiders. Since they are found out in old buildings over the water, they prefer to build their webs in and on these structures and on rusty metal. They will rarely build their webs on trees or bushes or things of that nature. So yes, they prefer rusty old buildings out over the water, and things like bridges, pump houses, pilings, docks, things where you can get old wood and rust. That's what they like, and that is really weird. So where I collected these spiders, it was in an old rusty building out over the water. There was a rusty metal mesh covering a partially open window, and there was 30 or 40 of these guys just hanging there. These spiders do not mind being in close proximity to others of their own kind. In fact, I went online and I read that there can be as many as 100 of these spiders, all located within 1 square meter if it's an optimal feeding location. So in other words, if there's plenty of food, they will all just jumble on up there and they won't care about each other because they'll all be happy. Kind of like the grizzly bears eating salmon there at the edge of the rivers in Alaska. They don't mind each other because there's plenty of food for everybody. They're there to get their lunch and they'll do their business. They don't care about each other. And that's how these spiders are. Why didn't I leave these spiders where I found them? Well, for a couple reasons. I only collected 6 or so of these spiders because that's the number of containers I had with me. And I didn't even get the largest of the spiders because I could not reach them, or they were too quick, or I just couldn't get them. These are actually smaller to medium-sized spiders of this type. And as I mentioned, there were 30 or 40 right there in the window, but in the whole building, which wasn't very large, there were hundreds, if not thousands of them. And periodically, we need to go down to that building, set off some bug bombs to get rid of the spiders, because there are just so many spiders there. You walk in the door and you're hitting webs in your face and they're dropping down from the ceiling and landing on you. Yeah, there's way too many spiders. And that's because it's a building out over the water where there are way too many bugs. So the spiders all get fat and happy eating the bugs, but they get in the way and they cause problems. So periodically they have to be cleared out. So before I cleared them out this time, I decided to catch some. Now you're going to ask, well, if they live on bridges and rusty old buildings, why do I have them in a habitat with some green things and pieces of cork bark? Well, when I set up this habitat, I didn't have chunks of rusty metal handy, and that would just be a pain to put in this habitat. We'll see if they can survive on non-rusty buildings. I'm pretty sure they can. And since these guys were all just put into this habitat, you can see they are vying for good positions and trying to assert themselves in the hierarchy of their new domain. And as long as I put food in there, small crickets or fruit flies, they will leave each other alone. I'll make a few videos about this habitat. We'll see how long it lasts. We'll see how they interact, what they do, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with them. Because these spiders can be set loose outside. But really the last thing we want to do is take a bunch of these spiders that really need to be on a building or in a building near the waterfront and take and set these things loose in somebody's building. If I set them loose just out in the yard, a bird's probably going to eat them. And really, they would much rather become YouTube famous than being pooped out of a bird, okay? Leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.